अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू रब्बि इश्रह ली सदरी व यस्सिर ली अमरी वहलुल उक़दतम मिन लिसानी यफ़क़हू क़ौली रब्बना ज़िदना इल्मा अल्लाहुम्मा फ़क़िहना फ़िद्दीन अल्लाहुम्मा इन्नी अस्अलुका इल्मन नाफ़िआ व रिज़्क़न तय्यिबा व अमलन मुतक़ब्बला आमीन या रब्बल आलमीन. So here we are with our session number 206 for Quranic Arabic Grammar, and we are inshallah going to start our session from the review of the concept that we have done in our last session. And can someone remind me, what have we covered in our last session? What was the topic we have gone over in our last session? No answers? Nobody remembers? Either you have understood it or you have not understood it. Okay, so it's okay. Barakallahu fikuma. Yes, it was istasna that we have covered. Alhamdulillah. So how many parts are there in this construction, or how many arkan are there? There are three. If al mustasna minhu is absent, what is the type of istasna? It is naqis. If it is tam musbat, what is the status of mustasna? What should be the status of mustasna when it is tam musbat? Okay. What should be the status of mustasna if it is tam manfi? I've been just, requesting you all to make sure to memorize this table. If you forget anything and everything, but don't forget this table. Okay. So it's either going to be nasb according to the istasna rules, or it can be just a badal from mustasna minhu. And whatever the status of mustasna minhu is there, it can follow it in its status. Okay, it will take the status of mustasna minhu. I hope this was clear to all of you. So I put a question there on my YouTube channel. فَشَرَبُوا مِنْهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا مِنْهُ. So what was this an example of? Whosoever has seen and answered that question, is this ta musbat, ta manfi, or naqis manfi? It was tam, musbat, or manfi. Tam musbat, yes. So I don't know, somebody also chose tam manfi. I hope you guys are not those people who have chosen tam manfi, because there is no particle of negation, and this was something that we have covered in the class. So there should not be a room for any mistake when we have covered something in the class. Okay, so but the mistakes do happen, and as long as you're trying to attempt it, that's also a positive. I would still consider it something positive that they have attempted to, they have at least tried to attempt the question. But when there is no tool of negation, you should not be thinking about manfi. It is a positive sentence, so at least you should know that this is musbat. And when all three elements are there, it is tam. So that was an example of tam musbat, and we have gone over it in our class. So in our last session, there was some confusion about when there was an actual practice. When we started doing the actual practice, I think we got confused there. So we are going to, inshallah, make sure that we have at least some basic understanding of istasna. So I will start with that. Okay. So when you notice that something has been okay, let me show you something here. Can you see these sentences in English? Children ate except Fatima. Yes. So if Fatima would have eaten, if she was not an exception, what would have been the status of Fatima? It would have been rough in status, right? It would have been rough in status. And Fatima was also supposed to be the doer. You all understand that, right? So when you are learning about the rules of istasna, you need to know that mustasna and mustasna minhu, no matter what their status is, but their actual role or their expectation was to be of the same status. Do you understand this now? Whatever has been excluded from one group was supposed to do the same very thing what mustasna minhu was supposed to do, but they were excluded somehow. They did not follow what was the hukum, what was the, for example, when all the children ate, was Fatima not supposed to eat? Fatima is also one of the kids there. She was supposed to eat, but she did not. Hmm? So if she was supposed to eat, her role was, if she would have eaten, she was the doer. But since she was an excluded one, since she became mustasna, and the sentence is a positive sentence, that is why we are going to give Fatima nasb status. But it is not, Fatima is not a detail in actuality. Are you getting my point? If we go back to term one and the Arab and the status, my dear sisters, remember the doer, the detail, and after off, the very first sessions that we used to do. You have to bring that to your mind. You have to refresh your memories about those details, and then come, to understand this concept. Okay, whatever was everyone else doing, Fatima is going to do the same. I gave candy to all the kids except Fatima. So now, is Fatima a doer now or a detail now? So let me write it down for your understanding. Okay, I gave candy to all the kids except Fatima. So not candy. Okay. So she is here the detail. Whatever, now she is, her role here is as a detail. You are learning about Fatima as a detail. Okay. So one thing is that you label something based on the actual role, which happens in the last column, do you remember this last column where your istasna is naqis manfi? In naqis manfi, you label everything based on their role. You remember? We have covered that. And I made a recording and I made sure. And my dear sisters, I made a mistake here. And please note that as well. I call yoman as a mafulun bihi, but it is muta'alliq bil fail. Okay. I realized it later in libistum illa yoman, but I had so much to do, so I could not, I just, posted it. But just make a note of that, yawman is going, your zarf, it is your mafulun fihi or mutalik bil fail. Okay, keep that in mind. So but now come back to this one. Okay, so are you understanding it now, that in naqis manfi, the things are going to be based on their position, the i'rab are going to be based on their position. Okay, I hope I made myself clear, and now all my dear sisters are going to be able to understand what is happening in verse number 9 of Suratul Baqarah. So we were doing Suratul Baqarah last in our last session on Saturday, and ma yakhda'una illa anfusahum. This vow is the doer. This anfus, themselves. What is the role here? What is the role here? Tell me. Is the role here the same? Is this illa there for exclusion, or is this illa there for hasr? Now you are going to learn illa as harf istasnaiya lil hasr. That is there for hasr. For you remember I was talking to you, I was giving you that, this um, um, information that, that we have just done exclusivity, and we have learned these tools there, right? So here you are going to take a pause, my dear sisters. Every verse, if you just, understand this thing, this first thing, children ate except Fatima, the role of Fatima has to be the same as the children. She was also supposed to eat. And this sentence is, the children are going to be what? Here you are going to label your children. The doer is yes, but in now come to aslubul istathna. Is it going to be minhu, mustasna minhu? Children are going to be mustasna minhu. Except is going to be adatul istasna. Fatima is going to be al mustasna, right? Despite she should be rough in status, she's actually she's rough in, she would have been rough in status, but because she was excluded from the group, you are going to give her a nasb status, and it's going to be mustasna mansoob. When I'm saying mustasna mansoob, I'm giving a disclaimer out there that this word is not actually a detail, it is my excluded one that is supposed to be Nasbin status. How many of you have understood this so far? I know it's a little tricky, and that's why many, may not have, understood, or, may not have covered it in the books. Okay, Afshan is lost here. Okay. Afshan, did you join late? My dear sisters, or did you join on time? Were you with me when I started the session? Tell me that, because then I'm going to. You were there. Oh my God. Okay, then there's a problem. So, Afsham, whatever was supposed to be the status of children, you know, the role of Fatima is the same. So, yeah, do you understand? If she would have eaten, children ate except Fatima. So there are many kids, and one of the kids' name is Fatima. Okay, we have made her our mustasna in this sentence. Okay, and we are seeing here that everyone ate except her. So this is a construction which you are going to see in Quran sometimes in positive sentences. Everyone did this, but except for very few. So this one, details and exception. Okay, so your detail is usually mafulun bihi, right? Your detail in Arabic, the term for detail is maf'ul, right? Just think about it. This is not okay. Now that makes my job easy. So this Fatima is not mansoob because it is maf'ul. You understand that? Fatima is going to be labeled mansoob because it is mustasna. It is the one, it's a kid who has been excluded from the group of the children. Do you understand this? So detail is also nasb status. Yes, detail is also nasb status, but here you so it's going to be, let me try one more time. Okay, let me try a few examples, and inshallah, let me help you understand that way. Okay, so when you have any example, let me show you this example. Wasal hujjaju wasal hujjaju illa imtiatahum. The pilgrims reached, so it was the doer, right? Wasal hujjaju, hujjaj is the doer. Everyone got it, right? If the except the luggage, okay, except their luggage. But if the luggage also reached, if it was not a case of istasna, what will be the status of luggage? Wasal al hujjaju wa amtiatuhum, right? I will give the luggage the rough status as well, right? Yes or no? How many of you are getting this point? If there was no illa, think about it just like a regular statement. The pilgrims reached their country and their luggage, or with their luggage. The status of the luggage would be rough as well, right? It's not going to be ever detailed. It's going to be just a rough status because it's also doing the job of reaching, right? It is going to be rough in status because of atf. وصل الحجاج وأمتياتهم. If it was not istisna, just not okay. So and let's see here. Let me make it on my here. Okay, 1 second. If I just go here. Okay, let's see the first example now. what did I write? أكل الأطفال وفاطمة. Make sense? The children ate and Fatima ate as well, right? Now, if I have to say, Fatima was not the one who ate. If I have to tell someone that Fatima did not eat, so and the rest of them ate, so what I'm going to do is illa, she is the one who has been excluded. She has been excluded from the group. So atfal, the children, they are rough in status, right? They remain rough in status. But Fatima here is going to be nasb status because it is, why is it nasb status? Because of exception, just because of it is present after illa, it is the construction which is tam musbat. So that is why it is nasb status. It is not mafulun bihi, it is not khabru kana, it is nasb status alal istisna. Everyone now got it? Or else you are still confused about it? Got it now? And let me just make it, I don't know why it goes to Fatima, but not, no, let me just do it here. Okay, here. Is it clear? I hope it is. Okay. Because of illa. Yes, this nasb status is because of illa. Okay. Now look at this example. Ma yaqda'una illa anfusahum. Is the role of anfus and waw al-jamaa the same in this sentence? It is not the same. So can it be now mustasna minhu for anfus? Can it be? No, it cannot be. Whenever you have mustasna and mustasna minhu, they are supposed to do the same thing. But someone decides not to do something, or they want to be excluded from the group. They just get out of the group as an exclusion. So here, that is why you are just going to simply label anfusahum as mafulun bihi for fail yakhda'una. Is it clear, my dear sisters? How many of you have understood it? And please make sure, remember this example, that this Fatimata is not nasb status because this is the mafulun bihi now. No, it is nasb status because Fatima here is mustasna. It is mustasna mansub. Okay? Similarly, in here, I gave candy to all kids except Fatima. Again, this Fatima is going to be, you are going to apply the same rule. Here it is mafulun bihi as well. It is along with the mafulun bihi, which were the kids, all the kids were the mafulun bihi now because the doer is I. But when you write here mansoob, you are again going to write mustasna mansoob. Okay, it is mansoob alal istisna. Okay, but sometimes your word may not be the same. You know, it may be rough. You know, it was supposed to be the doer in a doer status, like in the first example. But in that case, you must know that Fatimata is mansoob because of istasna. Okay, so that will help you understand to in doing, you know, your Arab, when you are seeing something like wama yaqta'una illa anfusahum. Okay, wama yudillu, and it does not mislead or misguide bihi with, or he does not misguide bihi with it, illa al-fasiqina, fasiqina. So now what are you, it's again al-fasiqina is a detail here. What is the role of illa then? Is it coming up just as a istasna, harf istasna, or is this istisnaya lil hasr? What do you think? it is doing the job of adatul hasr, right? So it is istithnaya lil hasr, for hasr, for exclusivity, that it only misleads. Do you know, in both first and second example, you are going to use only, and they only deceive themselves, and he misguides with it only those who are corrupt. Make sense? That where is this only coming from? Because this illa is istisnaya lil hasar, for hasar. It is istisna, but it's doing the job of adatul hasar. Adatul hasar. I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Now, look at this one. Fasajadu, and this we have covered, and I'm going to now see fasajadu illa iblisa. If Iblis would have done the sajda and would have not been excluded from the group, what would have been the status of Iblis? If he would have done the sajda to Adam alayhi salam upon the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he was supposed to be marfu in status, sajadu wa iblisu. But he decided to disobey because wakana minal kafirin. So it is nasb status alal istasna, because your istasna here is tam musbat. Tam musbat, it is nasb status alal istasna. Okay. The next example is an easy one. Innaha lakabiratun illa alal khashiina. So now it's only troublesome except upon, it is very heavy, or it's very burdensome except upon the khashiina. So here again you are going to do, it is not yes, it is naqis, but you are just going to treat this as, how will you treat it? Based on its position? Yes or no? You can just say innaha lakabiratun illa alal khashiina. Alal khashiina can be your mutalik bil khabar, or what? How do you want to? Yeah, you can just treat it based on its position. Yeah. So is it making sense? Right? When you see here la ya'lamun al-kitaba, they don't know the book. Now think about it. Now see here. Illa amaniya. So they don't know the book. Now look here. Can there be something here by which you can connect these two together? Like wishful thinking and your own interpretation, your own kind of, knowledge that you think is the best. So can you consider this amaniya, that kind of a thing, which is not the right knowledge, which is absurd, which is whatever you think, which is you are running on a whims, but I want to, because you think that is correct, you just you want to do it. So amaniya is that kind of wishful thinking, whatever you find in, you just know that. Okay, so can you hear? Yes, you, because kitab is something that they don't know, but they know what? Amaniya, which is not coming from the book, right? So here you, what is the construction? La ya'lamun al-kitaba illa amaniya. If you are saying that al-kitab can be mustasna minhu, then if you have your mustasna minhu there, harf istasna there, al-mustasna there, what does it come out to be? Is it tam? Is it tam manfi? Can you call it tam manfi? Right? Tam manfi? Because la ya'lamun al-kitaba, la is there. Yeah, tam manfi. If it is tam manfi, so what can be the status of al-mustasna there? it is going to be either nasbin status, right? And in both cases, it is going to be nasbin status, because even if it is badal, it's going to be nasbin status because kitab is nasbin status, right? Everyone got it? In this case, inhum illa yazunnun. Inhum illa yazunnun. Are you seeing illa as only harf istisna, or this is lil hasr? Istisnaya lil hasr. Har hasr. Istisnaya lil hasr. It is for hasr, right? You are not, this is going to be an example where you are seeing that this is now going to be more precisely understood as aslubul hasr. Here illa is for hasr. They only have, they just assume things. Make sense? Is this, you don't even think about tam or anything when you are not even thinking about it as istisna. You are just going to treat it as aslubul hasr, as you are going to do aslubul hasr. You are not going to say this is mustasna minhu, mustasna. No, you don't need to do that. Here you are just going to treat it as you are going to treat any sentence where you are going to find aslubul hasr wal qasr wa takhsis. That's why I wanted to go over with you guys in detail this one, okay? Yes, in is going to be muhmila. Why is it muhmila, Adham? Why are you calling in muhmila? Barakallahu fiki, because between ism of in, between ismu in and khabru in, there is illa. There is a illa that cancelled the action of in, and it became muhmila. Very good job. So far everyone is with me, or is there still some confusion? There is going to be. So let's just do one more example. Lan tamassanna naru illa ayyamam ma'duda. The fire will not touch us except for few days. What is the role of illa here? Just for istasna, or it is for hasr? Think about it. I will give you your time. It is for hasr. The fire will only touch us for few days. So you have to take your time with these sentences and just see, is my illa there only for only, or it is there for real istisna, for exclusion? Okay, it is there for exclusivity. Okay, now la ta'buduna illa Allah. Do not worship, you all do not worship except Allah. The role of waw and lafzul jalala, if la and illa were not even there, just think about that, is the same or no? Lafzul jalala is a detail, so it's just simply a detail. So when it's simply a detail, there is no mustasna minhu, and you are going to just label everything as you label anything in your aslubul qasr wal hasr wa takhsis. You are just going to call lafzul jalala your maf'ul bihi. Are you all with me? Let's look at another example. Again, I took you back to your doer, done to detail, for the reason that when you look at these sentences, yes, for everyone, it's including myself. Yes. Summa tawallaytum illa qalila. Then you all turned away, illa qalilam minkum, except very few from you all. So now use your brain. This qalilum minkum, is this the part of tum group, tawallaytum group? Yes or no? Take your time and let me know. So if it is the part of tawallaytum group, if it was a part of tawallaytum group, this is tam. Is this a positive sentence? Is it musbat? Ta musbat? For ta musbat, what is the hukum? For ta musbat, what is the hukum? Mustasna is going to be nasb status. Is there any option of qalilun in this case? Because remember, we learned that there is an option for qalilun as well in some cases. Is there an option of qalilun in this case? Barakallahu fiki. No option. Only one option. It is going to be nasb status. Nasb status, nasb status. Now let's look at this one. Okay, now this is a very interesting verse in terms of grammar. It's a beautiful grammar. Okay, I hope I'm able to now, okay. فما جزاء من يفعل ذلك منكم إلا خزي في الحياة الدنيا. Ma and illa. What is the type of ma? If ma is followed by illa, that's negation. Very well done. Negation. Very good job. And I'm seeing further, elaboration on that as well. Very, very proud of you all. Why are we calling it muhmala? Ma nafiya muhmala. What is the reason, my dear sisters? Very well done, because, okay, so illa is there between the, ismuma and khabruma. So now even you cannot, can I call jaza'u as ismuma? Can it be now labeled as ismuma, or should I just call it mubtada? Barakallahu fiki, Dilruba, very well done. It's just simply going to be jaza'u is going to be mubtada marfu. And now comes it is light, no alif lam. Jaza'u man. Reward of who? Idafa, very good job. And man is mausula, and there's a silatul mausul, yaf'alu zalika minkum. So this is silatul mausul. Illa khizyun. Illa khizyun. Khizyun is going to be labeled as khabruma. No, not khabruman, right? Now you are going to just label it as khabar, right? Because ma has lost its action. It is muhmila. Now you cannot call khabruma or ismuma. No more. Mubtada, khabar. Mubtada, khabar. Khizyun is just the khabar of jaza'u. So in this case, what is the role of illa here? Hasr. Good job, Sister Sabra. Very well done. It is there as adatul hasr. And now you are going to bring in the meaning of only. The reward of who does that among you all is only ruswai. What is khizyun? Give me the meaning here. Humiliation in this lowly life. Okay, disgrace. Very well done. Very well done. I hope this is now making sense to you all. Ma yakfuru biha illa al-fasiquna. Ma nafiya, right? Because followed by illa. Now you are making, and this is going to be what type of ma is nafiya? Now that you're seeing ma in a jumla, in another type of a sentence, this is jumla failure. So ma nafiya ghayr amila. Ma nafiya ghayr amila yakfuru biha illa al-fasiquna. And now here illa is for istisna or for hasr? Though it is istisnaya, it is istisnaya, but it is for what? Only and only fasiqun deny the verses of Allah. It is showing us that here we have aslubul hasr wal qasr wat takhsis. Okay. No, you are going to just treat it as, because this is naqis manfi. It is naqis manfi. Just treat it as that. So it is going to be mainly being used for hasr here. Okay. So this was the whole 10 slide that I wanted to make sure. Yeah, it's yes, it's going to be treated as naqis. Ma yakfuru biha. You are not going to. You don't have any fasikun. Does it have any mustasna minhu before? Is there any mustasna minhu? So when you don't have mustasna minhu, what is that? What do you call your istasna then? Naqis. So is it naqis? Yes or no? Now is it clear? It is naqis because there is no mustasna minhu. Every time no mustasna minhu, it is naqis. Okay. Okay. So then look at this one about Nuh alayhi salam. لبث فيهم ألف سنة. Yes, I'm going to show you. I can show you that, Afsha. I can show you that. Okay. لبث فيهم ألف سنة إلا 50 عاما. And this was with Aleph at the end. I'm sorry, So what happened here? Very well done, Sister Sabra. Very well done. So it is, are you talking, are you replying to me, right? It is ta musbat. Are you trying to tell me that? Ta musbat muttasil, right? Very well done. Very well done. So what is mustasna minhu? Where is your mustasna minhu? Give me mustasna minhu. You can, this one is easy. You can even type it. So you can you say alpha? Can you say alpha 1000? Because we are excluding some years from that, right? So you can say alpha 1000. So alpha means 1000. He remained among them 1000 for 1000 years except 50. So he remained among them for 50 years, right? So it is for Nuh alayhi salam remained among his people, among his nation for 950 years. So alpha mustasna minhu, and sanatan, sorry, it's sanatan is mudaf ilayhi for alpha, and it's tamyiz as well. Illa is harf istisna. Khamsina is going to be al mustasna, right? And it is nasb status, right? And aman is going to be the tamyiz for khamsina. What 50 years is going to be the tamyiz for number 50. I hope this is clear to all of you. Is it? So far, are you getting it somehow? So, is it making more sense now that we have practiced it? Let's just do these two examples, and then I'm going to see if I can take you to another topic, okay? Because I'm trying to, cover those topics, but at the same time, I don't want to rush through them with you having no understanding. Yes. Yeah, my dear, just focus on what. Yes, together, because mudaf cannot be separated from each other in any ways. What 1000 without sanatin, you are going to be unaware of what there is. There is a lot of ambiguity. Sanatin is not only mudaf ilayhi but also acting as what? Who can answer this one? Sanatin, Rabiha, Dilruba, Faiza. Sanatin is just, yes, it is going to be not only mudaf ilayhi, but is also a clarifier. It is a clarifying what 1000, right? When you have years, okay, he remained there among his people, among them for 1000 years. It could have been 1000 months as well. It could have been 1000 days as well, right? But when you have sanatin, you have the clarity what this 1000 is about, right? So, وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ. So now this, who can tell me the type of ma here? Who is the smartest in the class, and they will be able to determine the type, okay, of ma here. Ma here, ma hum bidorina. What is that? What type of ma is there? And you don't need to be scholar of Arabic grammar to tell me the type of ma here in this verse of Surah Al-Baqarah 102. It is Hijaziyah. Very well done. It is Hijaziyah ma, or ma Hijaziyah amila. Very well done, because hum is ismu ma, and what is khabru ma, Sister Faiza? You can just give me the beginning of, yes, and khabru ma has what? So, there? Because yes, khabru ma can have harf jar ba zaida attached to it for added emphasis, and it does have that. Is there any illa between ismu ma and khabru ma? No. So this ma is going to be ma al hijaziyah. So this khabar, what is the status of darina? What is the status of darina? How did we used to do? And it's been a long time. It's been a long time we have done the khabar of ma nafia al hijaziya. It is nasbin status. So dilruba, but there is a ba attached. So do you want to say it is majroor lafzan mansoob mahallan? Very well done. Very well done. Barakallahu fiki. And this is, yes, yes, because this is, just ba is zaida. It is there for added emphasis. So now let's get back to, this darina. So darina, if you have to tell me one who causes harm, can it be ism file? It was originally it was darirun. It was darirun, fa'ilun. So because of the surf, how the things work in Arabic language, there is an idgham of two raws. So it is fa'ilun. So when you have an ism file, you start looking for, if there is an ism file. The second thing you look for it is that, if it acting like a fail. If it is acting like a fail, then you start finding everything around it. So bihi can be jar wal majroor muta'alliq bil darina min ahadin, and they do not harm with it anyone. Min is zaida, very well done. Min ahadin, they do not harm with it anyone. This is min zaida, and this ahadin is what is the, if it min is zaida, what is the status of ahadin then? What is the role of ahadin? Is it fa'il or maf'ul? Maf'ulun bihi. It is maf'ulun bihi. It is maf'ulun bihi for darina, and they did not harm with it anyone. It is maf'ulun bihi. Ahadin again is going to be majroor. It's going to be now, not again, it's majroor lafzan, and it is mansoob mahallan, because min is zaida here. Okay, there are two huruf zaida that you are seeing here. Now comes illa biiznillahi. Illa biiznillahi. This illa, is this there to exclude something, or is it there as, think about it. Is it there for hasr? Think about it and then answer. Is it illa istisnaiya lil hasr, or just for exclusion? You are going to mainly see ma and illa, those constructions that you've been taught in aslubul qasr. It was, I think, the number one, harf nafi plus istisna. Harf nafi plus istisna. Think about aslubul hasr wal qasr wal takhsis. Then, if that is the construction, think about it first. Okay, think about it first. And there can be sometimes both there. Okay, there will be both there sometimes. Okay, but think about when you have those harf nafi along with istisna, then think about hasr. Okay. Yes, here it is for hasr with sad. Okay, so biiznillahi is going to be jar wal majroor, and then there's an idafa, and that's actually mutallik. You will find it as hal of, darina. It is the hal of darina, that except with the permission of Allah, because they are in the state when the condition is that Allah gives permission, only the harm is possible only then. So, okay, so this is mutalik bi hal masufa min al file from darina. Okay, now the last one. Okay, qalu lan yadkhul al jannah illa man kana hudan aw nasara. So illa, lan and illa, nafi and illa. Now think about it. Yadkhul al jannah. Yadkhula, fi'l mudari, right? Al Jannah is mafulun bihi. Now illa. Now illa is going to be, do you want to treat it as for hasar, right? Istithnaiya lil hasar. What should be the i'rab for man? It is rafin status and it's going to be a doer for yadkhula. Yadkhula. Rafin status because it's a doer for yadkhula. Who can, and what's the type of man here? Mawsula. If it is Mawsula, you look for Silatul Mawsul. What type of Silatul Mawsul is there? Starting with. Acha, Sister Vaida, let me tell you. I keep on reminding you, when you see Kana, though it is treated as Jumla Ismiya, yeah, but always call it Fail Madin, Naqis, Nasikh, wa Ismu Kana. Ismu Kana, Damir Mustatir Hua, and Hudan is going to be Khabru Kana, Au is going to be Harf Atf, and Nasara is going to be Matuf ala Hudan. Okay? So every time you have this, inshallah, we're going to keep reminding each other, okay, inshallah ta'ala. So now I think this one example is also a very good example where you will learn a lot. Ma kana lahum an yadkhuluha illa khaifina. So here, ma kana and illa. What are you going to see? Call it just now you are practicing and you are getting good at it. So think about illa as hasar. And what are going to be the i'rab for khaifina? Ma is ghair amila. Kana fail naqis nasikh, right? Lahum is going to be jar wal majroor an yadkhuluha. Can it be ismu an yadkhuluha? Let's just focus on illa first. Yadkhulu fail mudari wal fa'il waw al jama'a, ha is going to be mafulun bihi. They will not enter it. Illa except khaifina, the ones who fear. So it is a detail. What kind of a detail? It's a hal. It's a hal for waw al jama'a, right? Hal for sister Dilruba is saying, and Deepa is also saying that this is hal mansuba for waw al jama'a. So illa is acting as what? As hasar, right? So it is now going to be the same. You're going to treat the sentence in the way that you treat your aslubul hasar wal kasar wal takhsis. Okay. And I was to show one thing to Sister Afsha here. Khaifina is hal for yadkhuluha. So for waw al jama'a there. There was Sister Afsha wanted to see, not Sister Afsha Sana wanted to see when Mustasna is going to be rough in status. Sister, can you see this example from Surah An-Nisa, verse number 66? Ma fa'aluhu illa qalilum minhum. So Hafs says qalilum minhum. So qalilun is going to be rough in status. So it is mustasna as well. Your mustasna minhu is waw al jama'a, and this is adatul illa is your adatul istasna, and qalilun is your mustasna. So this one is going to be, it is badal marfu from waw al jama'a. And is it badal kul, badal bad, badal ishtimal, or badal ghalat? What type of badal is that? Is it kul or bad? Very well done. It is bad because some of them did it, right? Only some did. So because it was not, that everyone did it. It is just some, and this is, we are talking about exclusion. So here only few are going to be doing it. So here it is badal because it's going to follow the status of this vow. And if Sister Afshan Sana, if you have not if you have not done how the wow is the pronoun, is a dual pronoun, and is a file, and is rough in status. Inshallah, I hope you get the chance to learn that. And this is, qalilun is just following wawil jama as its badal, and because this is, remember the very beginning, badal means, the two isms are going to follow each other in a, in status. One thing that they have to be, in sync with is the status, right? And they were also supposed to be, the part of the main group. They are the part of the main group. Their status is the same, their role is the same, their job is the same. It's just, they did, and they would not do it except a few of them. So, a few, but they did it. This is an exception to the rule. These were the ones, who did something in Surah An-Nisa verse number 66. Okay. So now this is, we still have 9 more minutes. Okay. So 9 more minutes, and it's such a heavy topic to teach. I think I should switch gears and should take you to verbs of praise and blame. So don't blame me for teaching you something very heavy. We are going to see many examples of istisna, and with practice, and that's why we bring our surahs in after learning few concepts. I try to bring in a surah to practice on, so that we all can solidify our concepts on whatever we have learned together. Okay, so what are you seeing on my slide now is afalul mad. After learning such a difficult topic, there is not much mud you have for me, but still, don't blame me. I would like you to avoid, zamifying me. So, but now we are going to learn about afalul mad wazam. Mad comes from meme dal ha, and mad means praise. Zam means blame, to blame someone. Okay. So now this was we were learning before aslubul istisna, and now we are shifting our gears and we are starting to learn aslubul mad wazam. So there are adwat there that are standard adwat that are going to be there to praise someone or to blame someone. Have you ever come across in Quran the word ni'ma, bi'sa, sa'a? Have you seen that in Quran? Many, very many times, right? These three af'al you are going to see in Quran. And these are your af'alul madh wazam. Yes, how awesome, how terrible. So how awesome and how terrible ni'ma, bi'sa, sa'a are going to be your af'alul madh wazam. These are the af'al that you are going to learn in under the umbrella of af'alul madh wazam. Ni'ma is for madh, bi'sa and sa'a, they too are for blaming someone, and therefore they are called filuz zam. Everyone with me so far? Is this clear? So I am saying that these are fail madin and jamid, and I'm just focusing on this one for now. Okay, I'm focusing on this one for now. I'm not, the book that I was taking everything from, I just picked that book said that these three. So and most of the sources that I checked, they included ni'ma, bisa, and sa'a. So I just put those on slides. So the sources that I usually consult, um, people from Iraq and those people, they will just include these three. So I was also thinking about that Hasuna is not there, but they I just thought that let's just stick to these and teach you like that, and inshallah the Hasuna we can go over as well, inshallah. Okay, so ni'ma, bisa, sa'a. Okay, among them, ni'ma is going to be for mad, bisa, sa'a is for zam, and I'm calling them fail madin, jamid, and they are mabni. So when I call them, when it comes to fail madin, are all fail madin mabni? Yes or no? What do you think? When I showed you a table where I divided everything up for you, different types of afal based on their flexibility, afal based on their role and all that. So yes, fail madin is going to be jamid, right? Fail madin, fail madin is mabni. When it comes to its status, it's going to be mabni, right? And when it has huwa, it's mabni al fath, right? And ni'ma, bi'sa, sa'a. What are you seeing in all these fail af'al? What is going to be the damir if I just show you these af'al? Who is a fail? Very well done. So just like ja'ala, fa'ala, fataha, sami'a, it's going to be mabni al fath. Ni'ma, bi'sa, sa'a are all mabni al fath. When it comes to jamid, what do you understand if a fail is jamid? And we have covered that topic as well. So they are not surfable. They are only, there is only past tense form for them. Is Laysa in the same category? Very good job. Very good job. Yes, yes, yes. So just like Laysa and other af'al that you have covered with me and on your own, this is going to be, these af'al are also jamid. There is no mudare, there is no amr for them. Okay. Then, you know, when you go over things and you also plan on embarking reading your ahadith, there are other af'al, habbaza and la habbaza. Habba, when you see word habba yahibu, what comes to your mind? Habba, hababa, love, love. When you praise someone, you do it, you call it ni'ma. When you praise someone with love, when you praise someone with love, when the praise also has love in it, the fail that is used is habba. Are you with me on that? Because in this session, we are going to learn about a little bit about this habba as well. When you don't have a praise, nor do you have any love, then what is going to happen? You are going to put a la there. Okay? La habba. Okay? La habba. No love, no praise. Just zam, zam, zam. Okay? Easy? So far? So what is an actual fail? Habba? Habba, yes, it is way easier than istasna because istasna it's torture kind of. I I should not say, but it is kind of torture. But inshallah we'll practice and it's going to become a piece of cake. I remember you used to tell me many about many things as because there were people who will give me feedback and there are people whose feedback matter a world to me, and they used to tell me that, you know, your students will run away, you are teaching them these pronouns, but you know, those who were meant to stay, they stayed. So alhamdulillah, inshallah, just like that, Allah will make it possible. If He has meant, you know, this class for you, you're going to learn all this, inshallah, with us. Okay. Za, I'm going to tell you about Za later. Let's just enjoy easy part. Okay. Habba, love. When you praise someone with love, you are going to use word habba. And when you don't have, you know, obviously, when there is no love, there is no praise, then la habba. Okay. The, have you ever seen word the in Quran? Have you ever heard? Yes. Okay. So who has seen the and where have you seen the? Multiple times. Okay. You are saying multiple times. What is your the? Very well done. The is your ism ishara. Very good job. Yes. Yes. And that is your ism ishara. In hadha, what is an actual ism ishara? If I have to break up the word, what is the ism ishara part? Za is the ism ishara part. Ha is for tanbih, is going to, is drawing your attention. Okay, so same way, same, just like that, za here is your ism ishara. Okay, so since I have okay, so now these af'al, these are all going to be fi'l madin, they are going to be jamid, and they are going to be mabni al-fath. Okay, so there are other ways in Quran to praise someone, and we see them all the time. Isn't, you know, sometimes you just have a jumla failure where you're seeing there is praise going on, and there are derivatives of masdar where that are used for praise. For example, word like, you know, give me an example. There are derivatives of masadir or masdar that are used for praise. Any example when we say Allah is very ghafoor, Allah is Rahman. Okay, so that my time is up. So yeah, all these words are used for praise. And so inshallah, I think I will end the session here. And since we have another class, so subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayka. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. And inshallah, we'll cover this and complete this topic in our next session on Saturday, inshallah. Okay, take care. Thank God I have recorded the session now. I did not forget. I mean,